Hello artists, I am going to teach you today how to draw the face. What you need is the paper, at least one pencil with an eraser available in case you need it, and I would actually recommend a second pencil that you can use as a measuring stick. So first of all, the thing that, and most important of all, a photo of yourself. You need to have that photo of yourself at all times. If you are watching this on your iPad and you have the photo on your iPad, which you probably do, you can probably toggle in between the two apps, by pressing your home button a couple of times there. And if you need to, you can, I don't know if you can or not, but I've seen some students put the video in the corner of their iPad so they can watch it and draw at the same time. Anyway, what you need, first of all, is that everybody's face, underneath all of the skin and muscle, there is a skull, which is essentially the same, which is why our proportions are all the same. So in the beginning, our drawings will look the same, and then as we start to tailor them towards you, they'll start to look more like you. First off, we're going to draw, just to show you, that underneath the head, there's two parts. There's the cranial ball and the jaw that attaches to it. So we're going to do each of those things. First, the cranial ball. Decide where you're going to draw on your page. If you're going to have the top of the page, enough room for a lot of hair, maybe you have your hair up high. I do have a lot of hair, so I'm going to put it top here. And then I'm going to fill the page. Don't try to draw it itty bitty small. Draw it nice and big. So then you're going to start out with a perfect circle. Now I got to tell you, perfect circles do take some practice. So what I think you ought to do in between classes, or when you have a second, or when you're just mindlessly doodling, when you're on the phone or whatever. Nobody talks on the phone anymore, do they? Anyway. Just practice drawing perfect circles. Just sit and go, how many perfect circles can I do? And the more you do that, the better you're going to get at perfect circles. Then, we're going to divide the cranial ball in half both ways. Down the symmetry line, right down the middle. And the way to draw a straight line is to lock your arm in place so that your wrist is not moving. It's holding and you're just moving it at your shoulder. Straight line down the symmetry line, and somewhere in the middle. You need to find where the middle of the ball is. So to find the middle, that means that both sides have to be equal. So I can take a measuring stick, measure the top of it to where I think the middle is, and then putting my finger there, and I'm going to see if they're equal on both sides. And I got lucky, they pretty much are. Well, from the camera's angle, they don't look like they are, but from my angle, they look like they are. Okay, so there it is. Now, this line right here that you've just made, you're going to write brow. And by the way, when we're done with these self-portraits, we're going to cut them out. So you can make as many notes as you want along the outside. Label that brow. The second thing we're going to find is where the nose is. So if I go from the bottom of the cranial ball, straight across and make another line, the distance from the brow to the bottom of that ball, and divide that into thirds so that I have 3 equal spots. And always double check, and it looks to me like they're not quite equal. 1, 2, 3. Okay, the second one right here, that's where the nose is. Straight across. Remember that I am drawing very, very lightly. If you are drawing dark, you're going to have to erase. I should have said that from the beginning. If you're drawing, every single thing that you're drawing today is going to be erased in the end. Gone. So be sure that you are drawing lightly. Okay. Second thing, the ball of the head is actually not a perfect circle. Your face tends to be flat on the sides. And draw these lines really lightly too, because as you're going along, you're going to change the shape of your face to look like your face. But generally from about the nose up, we're going to just kind of slice off part of the cranial ball. So you don't even need this anymore. This is like the back of the head. The back of the head is rounder than the front of the face, which is flat. Okay, and you don't need these lines anymore either. You can erase them. Okay, now we're going to find what is called the rule of thirds. Let's look at the face. Actually, let's look at a different face. Well, because nobody wants to see my face all the time. Okay, this gal. If I take a line from where her nose is, straight out, where her chin is, straight out, that is equal to, from the nose to the chin, and the chin to the eyebrow. And then from the eyebrow to the hairline. Actually, her chin is looking kind of small. Oops, oops, oops. Let's try this again. Bottom of the chin. Hang on, hang on. Bottom of the chin. Bottom of the nose. Either that or she's looking down slightly. I can see a little bit of the top of her head. If you're not getting a photo of yourself straight on, then you're going to notice some proportion distortion. 1, 2, 3 to the top of the hairline. See that? So we've got 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. All of these lines are equal. So it is on most faces. Okay, so now you need to find where's your chin and where's your hairline. Equal parts. 1, 2. Gotta check and double check. 1, 2, 3. And this is by far the most important part. If you get this right, your face is going to already look 1,000 times better. This is the #1 secret ingredient to portrait drawing. Getting the thirds right. So this is the chin and this is the hairline. And we've got equal parts. 1, 2, 3. And I feel like this looks smaller than that. So I might, check and double check again and again. I feel like if I stand right over it, I'm standing up when I do this because otherwise I really don't see it very clearly. Alright, so that looks a little bit better. 1, 2, 3. Chin. Okay, and then that concludes the first video, how to draw the rule of thirds.